Someone is going through something now that you cannot explain, and by every standard you cannot explain. Every time you pray, it looks like what happens is, God, where are we going now? People ask you, why did you come to Lagos? You say, I'm not even sure. Was it? I think I was coming to check somebody and just cry my heart. That's how I got here. Oh, the Lord says favor. Listen to me. I'm inspiring you. Men will laugh at you, but tomorrow the sun, the moon, and 11 stars must bow. You don't look like it now. Sometimes they will call you and say you are a useless child. I've always known that this you're seeking God. You've been a graduate for 5 years, acting like a fool, behaving stupid, and you go back to God with that report, and God is silent. I want you to know that when God is silent, learn to hear the voice of silence. Silence is a voice. It speaks. When God is silent, he's saying something. Are we together now? That's my inspiration. We walk by faith. Not everything in your life can be explained. And if you allow carnal men to help you interpret your life, they will take you out of Egypt to go and meet your father, which will look like a testimony, but then you would have aborted the throne. If someone wanted to help Joseph, will he help him to meet Pharaoh? No. If someone wanted to help Joseph, he would try to smuggle him out back to Jacob, and Jacob will say, thank you, you've given me my son, but Israel will die, Jacob will die, the covenant will never work. Beware of those who love you too much to allow you get to the place of destiny. There are people who love you too much. They look at what you are going through and it looks like they love you too much. They will suggest and say, is it worth it? We can go back. And someone is almost there, and the devil will try to use, Satan can use positive attributes about people to still destroy you. Satan can use a man's compassion to be a weapon against you. Look at what happened to Peter. No, Jesus, I love you. I mean, it was the compassion of Peter that was being used by Satan, and Jesus said, no. If you are not a man of the spirit, you say, Jesus, you are harsh. What kind of person are you? Get thee behind me, Satan. That's not compassion. He's taking the vulnerability of Peter and using it to manipulate Jesus away from the cross. Listen, pass through whatever you have to pass through, knowing that although it may not make sense, it is still called favor. Favor is not always positive and worthy of laughter and celebration at first. There are pathways, my brothers and my sisters, that is so rare. God is passing you. You are walking your way to your Sabbath. By the time you get to that dimension, you will sit in a seat that no power can take back. The pain is a track record. There are men today, the only thing prospering them is their stories, not their new revelation. They go all around the world continually, inspiring people with a story they've been saying for many years. And you'll be wondering, are you not tired of this story? The question is, who else has that kind of story? Until they find a worthy replacement for that story, that man remains at the top. But when he was passing through that story, he would never have known that that story had monetary value. Whenever they are organizing a conference that requires someone with that kind of track record, they search around. They are tired of inviting him. Every year they are inviting him, but the question is, who else? Joseph said, let the king search for a man who is discreet and wise. He was daring the king. I dare you, search Egypt if you will find a man with my track record. He was just using a polite way to dare him. I dare you, search if there is any man who has been scandalized in Egypt. Search if there is any man who has had the pain of rejection from his brothers. Search if there's any man who has understood the pain of being innocent yet on the ground. And the king said, there is no man. Immediately, not later. Immediately, my brothers, let hope, let it rise. Please rise up on your feet. Darkness trembles in your holy light. Just sing this song one more time and we pray. Hey, let hope light. Darkness trembles in your holy light. Hold the hands of someone close to you and just pray.